All right, hey VC, I'm Jamie. Welcome back. We are back with another video and back with some VCLT, some surprise VCLT that showed up on my doorstep. But first off, saw a group performing last night, and the band is named the Au Pairs, and it's three women. It's all sort of kind of folky, very mellow, but three-part harmony, and really enjoyed their concert last night. They have the two CDs out. This is their first one called Like Those Nights, and then they also have a kind of a Christmas CD called Stay Warm. So they obviously did some Christmas songs, but then some songs from their first CD. Three-part harmony. One of the gals lives in New Hamburg, which is very close to where I live. They're sort of based out of Toronto. So this is their first CD. You can check their stuff out actually on Spotify, and it's well worth checking out. Again, just a mellow alert. Their stuff is really laid back, mellow, but wonderful sort of female three-part harmonies. So this is their Christmas CD, and they do a lovely cover of Joni Mitchell's River on this. And in concert, they'll do Bleak Midwinter right into River, which is really very nice. So yeah, CDs, no vinyl available. I find a lot of indie bands to bring out vinyl is often quite cost prohibitive for a lot of indie bands, at least through this area. And this one's got a nice sort of little fold-up poster inside that has the lyrics to some of the original tracks, and then just a nice poster there. Okay. So there's that. That was kind of nice. That's been about the only sort of Christmas-themed music concert that I've been to in a while. Okay, some surprise VCLT that actually showed up on my doorstep in a bag. So I came home, and this was on my front doorstep. And it's like, I didn't order any McDonald's. But then it's like, oh, my goodness, it's a bag of vinyl right on my doorstep with a little note, thankfully. And it says, JC, these are records I no longer want. You may have these, you may not be interested in them, I don't know, please enjoy, pass them on, and a little BR there. So that's a friend of mine, Bill, who's a very good friend, and he's got an amazing record collection, so I'm shocked and stunned that he has passed some vinyl along. Of course, we'll take a look at what's in the bag here. So I did contact him upon receiving this and saying, what's going on here? He says, yeah, it's not a big deal. He just no longer listens to certain batches of records, and he's passed some along to other like extended family members, that sort of things. But he thought I would be interested in this bag of records, and it was very nice of him. Now, I will say I do have some of these already. Some of these will be upgrades in terms of the quality that I have. But first off, and some real surprises in here for me that I was shocked that Bill would part with some of these. So this is Renaissance, Turn of the Cards, great UK folk. And Bill usually like keeps his records in generally good conditions, and often trades out either with some nice polyline sleeves. I don't think this one actually has polyline sleeves, surprisingly. No, but again, very nice. He keeps good care of his records. This one I was very surprised. This is the reissue of Alpha Centaura from Tangerine Dream. So this is like a double album. I'm surprised he's parting with this. Like, wow. And with a really nice inner sleeves on this one. So I was really, because he is a huge Tangerine Dream fan, so I'm surprised he's parted with that. Okay, we've got Devo. How about that? And this is Devo and the album Duty Now for the Future. Okay, and he does have the inner sleeve, but he also has it in a nice polyline sleeve inside. So there's that. Okay, one I was not familiar with. This is from the Collector series on Castle Communications, so I think this might be a UK, yeah, made in England, a UK release. The Collector series is simply the Jefferson Airplane collection. So we've got Wooden Ships, Volunteers, White Rabbit. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And I don't know if this is a Castle Communications part of sort of like a collector series. I don't know if it features various bands. It has that kind of look to it, but pretty straightforward labels on this one. All right, so there's that. Throwing in some Ktel, and here's some classic Ktel, Canada's Finest. This has BTO, Guess Who, Pagliaro, Ken Tobias. Great selection of stuff on here. And this one I did play, and it plays okay. It's not too bad. Because that's the thing with Huffman Ktel records. Sometimes they're just in terrible shape. Okay, here's a surprise addition, because I'm just shocked he part with this. He's a big Robert Fripp fan, a big King Crimson fan. So this is Robert Fripp and Brian Eno and Evening Star. Wow. Haven't had a chance to listen to this yet, but looking forward to it on Island Records. Whoops. With the original inner sleeve. I'm shocked that that's part of the collection. And also, we've got Fripp and Eno, No Pussyfootin'. Now the cover, obviously he got this maybe from somewhere else. The cover maybe not the best, but I'm shocked he'd part with this. But very happy. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. We got Roger Hodgson, In the Eye of the Storm. Of course, Roger Hodgson, this was his first solo album upon leaving Supertramp. Great Canadian band, Spirit of the West, and this is one of their early albums called Tripping Up the Stairs, and this one has a great song called The Crawl. Spirit of the West was actually a West Coast band, but they did very sort of Celtic kind of music, which is much more of Canadian East Coast sound, so a little different for a sort of a BC or West Coast band doing this, but they do a great kind of pub sing-along song called The Crawl, which is really the absolute best track on this album. They got signed by a major label, certainly changed their sound over the years, adding a lot more drums, and they became a little bit more, REM's not quite the best way to compare them, but they had a little bit more of that sound later on. Because I think there was pressure from the record company to have more of a sound for radio. Okay, we've got Dan Fogelberg and Tim Weisberg together, and I know of this album, but I don't think I've ever heard it. Twin Sons of Different Mothers. And nice gatefold there. Epic record with an angel sleeve. And then we got Loggins and Messina. How about that? The best of. And this pretty much has everything you would want from Loggins and Messina. Oops. And on the Columbia label. Okay, how about the best of the Jay Giles Band? And this is early best of, so it doesn't have like Love Stinks or any of the big hits or Freeze Frame or anything like that. And just simply black sleeve there on Atlantic. Okay, a great Canadian band. I'm surprised he's parting with this. The band FM. I often tout how much I really enjoy this band. So this is post Nash the Slash years when they had Ben Menk on board replacing Nash the Slash, and Ben Menk would later go on to work with Katie Lang. So the great proggy stuff. Check out this band, especially their stuff through the 70s. Maybe not so much their 80s output, but this is another great album, FM and City of Fear. Nice gatefold here. Great proggy stuff. Opened for Rush a lot. Okay, and another Canadian band. How about Rough Trade, featuring Carol Pope, and this is Weapons. And again, they had a surprisingly radio-friendly kind of sound. It was kind of, I don't want to say pop, but it was almost had I think I've talked about it, it almost had sort of a pop cabaret kind of sound, but they had a number of hits over the years. High School Confidential, All Touch, and here's another Rough Trade album he's parting with, and this is Shaking the Foundation with Carol Pope there. Based out of Toronto. Okay, 12-inch Genesis and Mama. So this says A-side is Mama, and then the B-side is It's Gonna Get Better. And I don't have many 12-inch records in my collection. Really interesting to pick that up. Okay, I'm surprised he's parted with this. Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, Howe. Of course, the branch off of Yes, and then the subsequent squabbling between who owns Yes and whatnot. But of course, John Anderson, Bill Bruford, Rick Wakeman, and Steve Howe. Of course, Yes is very much in Steve Howe's position now. But again, a really solid album. And yeah, he's got this, he's got the original inner sleeve there, Arista, and it's interesting the labeling there, wow. Like that. Oh, okay, we just got a few more. This is interesting. This is DStraight's So Far Away extended version. And this is a double album, but it's only just got a few tracks on it. So it has So Far Away, Going Home, theme from Local Hero, a live recording of that. And then it's got Sultans of Swing live, Why Worry instrumental segment, and then Fear and Hatred. Okay, so that's going to be really interesting to listen to. And yeah, it's a double album. I mean, extended play double album. Didn't know they did that with this album. And there you go. And then we got another sort of Ktel kind of album. Sounds Canadian. Sounds Canadian to me. This one looks like the cover is in a little bit rough shape. And this one's got people like Anne Murray, Bobby Curtola, Edward Bear. I could see why Bill maybe didn't have a huge issue parting with this one. Maybe not one of the best compilations, but we're going to end it off on a high note with Genesis and Nursery Crime. Oh my goodness. And the cover's in really nice shape. I don't know, is this a... I was wondering if this is maybe a reissue or something. I don't know. The cover's in really nice shape. Wow, that's just beautiful condition. And classic Charisma label. But that is absolutely in really nice shape. I don't think it is a reissue, but my goodness, the cover is... Oh, no, it is a reissue. Yes, it is. I was going to say the cover is just in too nice a shape. This is a 2008 reissue. So there you go. So some VCLT and a McDonald's grocery bag on my front porch on my doorstep. So again, thank you, Bill, for this very unexpected VCLT. And thank you for dropping by, and we'll chat again soon. You take care. Bye-bye.